Hey guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. Thank you for sticking around to see my videos and what I have to offer. Today is going to be a little different. I do look crazy, and I am aware of that. I am trying to do a little something more with my eyeshadow. I noticed last year I haven't done anything with my eyeshadow, and I always get eyeshadow palettes. Like, what is up with that? So this is gonna be a first step to my journey of just trying new things with my face and also with social media. So if you like what I have to offer, then keep watching. So I basically already started with my primer. It is the Girl Scout, the Hard Candy Girl Scouts primer. I like it, it's good, it's a good setting, but as you can see, it does this white casting, so you kind of have to be careful of not putting too much, and of course, I did not, so yeah. This won't be for long though. I've already started on my brows. They do look extra bushy. I tried to fix them. I'm working on doing brows more, but we'll get there. Today I felt like maybe if I pull out my eyeshadow palettes that I was gifted for Christmas and try on some things. You could do it too. While we're together, might as well. And let me answer some questions about my career choices. I feel like not a lot of people speak about the choice of alternative medicine, or like how to get, what is the reason why you started it in the first place. So I felt like maybe I could give a little bit more information from my point of view. I've technically already done 1 year online for alternative medicine, and I've actually previously was in school for biology, then dropped out. A couple years flew by, and then I reapplied for school online to do alternative medicine and transfer my credits. It was very easy, and I'm very thankful that I was able to go through the process with no big hiccups. It was some small ones, but it wasn't too hard to handle. So yeah, I'm very excited. So before I get too juicy in the details, I realize I'm already rambling. Let me go ahead and get started with the base. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into the Hard Candy Girl Scouts palette. See, my mom, she did that. Like, she got me the primer and the palette. I was like, I have to use it now. And that caramel crunch cookie, that's probably one of my favorites. I know it's one of y'all's, but that's one of my favorites. But look at the palette. It's not too bad. Not too bad. It's nice and simple. If you like purple tones, then this will definitely suit you. I think it's very cute, very simple. I've used it a couple of times, as you can tell. But yeah, it might slowly but surely become a go-to palette. So I have that one. Then I also have the Profusion palette. Yeah, it's just one of those simple natural eye color palettes, which is very nice, especially with this black. I always use the black, so yeah, can't you ought to see that. Can't do it too much palettes, too many palettes. And then I also, of course, have a fan favorite of the True Complexion contour palette in medium to dark. That's my favorite one. I've been rocking with this for a long time, even when I was first in college, when I was in the dorms and stuff. Ooh, not me telling my age. And then I also have the Cara Beauty palette. I had two of them, but I ran out of space, so I had to toss one of them. And this one had a more colorful eyeshadow palette, so I wound up taking it. Only problem is the mirror broke, so I don't really like to keep this open like that. I just like to, you know, use what I gotta use and get going. So this is a cute palette. I could really use it. That's the reason why I still haven't thrown it away, even with this broken mirror on it. I feel like this is just a staple. How could I not? I can already see me using this for another eyeshadow tutorial. So yeah, stick tuned. So I'm gonna use the base. I was gonna go in with this nice nudie color, that nude color, but I think what I'm gonna do is I might go in with my sculpting powder. Is really good. Just, it's not my skin tone, it's more like my concealer skin tone, so I like to use it in a brighter area. So what I think is I'm gonna use that as my base. Okay, and while I'm using my base, I guess I could talk to you about, first things first, of course, is why did I choose alternative medicine? Why did I choose that as my career choice of all things? And that's very hard to answer because it took me a good while to get there. I'm not gonna lie. I first started having questions about what I was doing with my career choice when I first was in college, because as you can see, I did not continue with that biology degree, so I was not happy with the choice that I made. I did it kind of to make my mom happy, because, you know, she was basically like an immigrant, so to her, job careers were meant to be stable. And yeah, so I decided to do that instead of following the path that I wanted to. And after about 3 years of doing that, I decided to drop out because it just wasn't for me and I didn't know what I wanted. It was just, something was off. Funny part though is that even in that time, alternative medicine like qualities were showing up in my life. So I was very much paying a lot of attention to oils and supplements and how they can help you. And I was at what, 21 years old at that time, and I was just doing that on a regular basis. Like, I would talk to my mom, chit chat with her, and be like, hey, like, what do I try? Is this better? What foods are good for you? What aren't? You know, what to watch for? Stuff like that. What's new in the medicine industry? Just all types of things. So, you know, I feel like it was very much a regular thing for me, and that's why I missed it so many times. It was very much a regular, like, I do this every day. Like, this is just breathing for me. I don't even know how else to describe this. This is just it for me. Okay, so I did my base. So what I think I will do, I'm going to show you my look first of all. I didn't even show you what I'm going for. So I'm going to attempt this. Please pray for me. So I guess I'm gonna start off with that rosy kind of color out of my my corners. So I guess that's your crease. Is that your crease? So I'm gonna use this one because that's like the closest I have to that color, with a nice fluffy brush got a little brown on the top, but it's kind of like old, so no worries. Yeah, so once I figured out that I did not want to do biology for my career, I figured I might as well figure out what it is I am passionate about. And I'm just trying to massage it in gently. I'm not trying to do too much. I'm seeing that it looks like it's gonna form into a wing, so I'm trying to kind of like makeshift it into a wing in a sense, and then bring it up into the front. And it's so pigmented. I'm honestly shocked. I wouldn't have thought it was so pigmented. Funny part is I got that palette, the Car Beauty, from TJ Maxx. It's really good. I think it was like $5, but that was a couple years ago. I mean, a year ago. Anyways, so yeah, I basically tried to figure out everything when it came to what it is I like what is it, and it even outside of my career, like I just didn't know me myself, so I figured, you know, that was the perfect time to discover who I was, and I did through a lot of trials and errors, some goods and some bad situations, but yeah, I've done all types of careers. If you've looked at my resume, you would know that like I am a very versatile person. I've done things from technology, like a machine technician, to legal assisting. So, you know, she's smart. She got brains on her. I just didn't know what to do, you know? When you have so many skills, you realize like you kind of have to hone in on what you have to do. Now, you technically don't, but I think everyone says starting out is always smart to like niche yourself down to certain things. So that's basically what I was trying to figure out. Long story short, last year was a very rough year for me in the beginning, and I ended a relationship the year prior, and I was just trying to figure out everything. I went through career, quit jobs, got hired, quit again, you know, like I went through a lot of things when it came to my career. Now, I realized maybe like halfway through the year, like, hey, you're nearing your 30s. You need something to hold, like your passion. Like you need something. I've always been business minded, so I kind of assumed maybe that's what it was, that I needed to be in business. And then I kind of realized like I was picking up a lot of herbs, essential oils, things like that, and I would tell people, I would talk to them about it, like I was just going on through rants, day-to-day life, like this was just normal, and I had no idea. And I think it's mainly because I just had the idea that this couldn't have been a career, like it couldn't have been real, like this had to be just a thing. I thought if you wanted to do like supplements and herbs, you had to be like a doctor or some sort in order to get there. But it just showed me that there was a path for me. And well, a few days, I just kept seeing things like try alternative medicine, you know, like that kind of stuff. And I was like, where is this coming from? And I just felt like it was a sign from God. I know it was. And then I kept asking him, like, give me confirmation just to make sure, like, am I tripping? I received so many confirmations. And then once I did some research into my now school, I realized that it was something I wanted to do. And yeah, to see how many paths I could be into, from chiropractic to yoga to supplemental health, holistic practitioners. I can stem this in so many different ways, or source this in so many different lanes. And I'm just very proud of myself for being able to finally find something that fit for me. So when you sit around and have this idea like, nothing resonates with me, don't ever believe that. There is something out there for you. You are on this earth for a reason. There is space made for you here. So I'm very happy about that. So, but enough of the rambling. I only got like one shadow. So, and it's like 15 minutes. So let me cut the chat for a second and build up my lick for a second. So what I'm gonna do next is that yellow. I think I'm gonna take it from my Car Beauty palette. You can tell I love this palette. You can tell. Yeah, I have this yellow. I'm gonna use this as my base for my lid. And I'm praying that I won't need to water my brush, that I can just pat it in there. Ooh, I don't know. It's looking like I might have to water it. Yeah, I might have to water this brush. It's also because it's the type of brush I'm using. It's not really helping to blend it out. But I plan on getting more brushes soon, so that'll help with these makeup looks. Okay. And it's looking like they only put it like this far, at least. I'm really trying to pack that in, because you gotta see the color. Wow, that's bright. You can see it on camera, but in person, I can see it. It's just not enough, because. Okay, let's try the other side. But yeah, once you sign up for alternative medicine, like if you went to my school, they actually have two different routes. You can go the science route. The science route can involve like holistic practicing and supplemental health, healthcare providers, holistic providers. You can even create laws for nutrition, which is beautiful, nutritional health. So you could take this and then continue on to master's with alternative medicine. You can continue in the master's to be able to help with laws like for the FDA. So I think that's pretty cool that I have more than one option to keep me kind of like grounded in my degree, so I can really hone in and focus for right now, and then kind of discover which path I want to go with later on. And I feel like with this, because of this, I don't have to put myself in a box where I only have one path. I think that's one reason why a lot of careers didn't work for me, is the idea that I didn't have more than one option made me feel kind of like boxed in. And I'm not a boxed in kind of person. I like to be free. So I might wet this brush later on and add a little bit more. But for now, I think this might be it on the yellow. What do you think? Do I look crazy yet or no? I saw these tabs, eyeshadow tabs at Dollar Tree, and they were so nice. They had glue tabs in them and everything. Like, you didn't have to do much. That's really cool. Okay. So the next thing I have to do for my look is the pop of pink. I got the pop of pink right there. And I'm gonna go back into the same eyeshadow palette. And I'm gonna go with that hot pink right there. Yeah. I would say it's a stiff brush, but it's thick, so it's kind of fluffy. I assume it'll be movable a little bit, but also packable. And it's looking like this is kind of like where it's placed. Yeah. Maybe I should have wetted all my brushes. Make sure that's cleaned up there while I'm, ooh. There we go. Sweep it around. My problem is not doing an eyeshadow look, is really trying to figure out how to replicate it on the other side. I get really nervous because I try to get it perfect. Okay. Pack that on like that. Wow. Wow. Color is really coming together. I don't know if it's fitting my face, but she's doing what she needs to. Okay, and then after this part is gonna be the purple. So I'm gonna actually use a blend of this purple from the Car Beauty palette and also this purple, this deep, it looks kind of like mauve-y, but it's actually like a deep purple in person. I'm gonna mix those two together to try to get that nice sultry purple that you see there. And then I'm gonna basically put it on the corner, cast it out, and then bring it down to my bottom lid. I know that's weird the way I'm explaining it. You can tell I'm like not like as true to this as some of them are. But I'm gonna start off with this small, tiny fluffy brush first to kind of like get the color on first. And then I'll use the angled brush to sculpt that angled wing that I'm trying to get. But yeah, so I would say one of the reasons why I was led down this path, honestly, was the fact that my family is I love them. Let's start with that. I love my family very much, but we are very different in so many ways. And because of that, I can kind of tell that, like, I just feel like, you know, I was created a little differently. I don't know. Yeah, I would say that because, like, they would kind of like look at me weird if I did like something like yoga in the morning, or, you know, just relaxed and read a book, or, you know, like I stopped and smelled the roses. And that's not normal for my family. They're very much used to being go-getters, because that's what we're told to be in life, is you're supposed to be a go-getter. And seeing me not work, or quote unquote work as hard as they look like they're working, made them feel like weird, I guess, about me initially. And I think a lot of that has shown me how different I was to a lot of people, because not everybody, you know, lives life the way I do. And, you know, I've also noticed that there were some things that I could have helped my family on because of the way I lived my life as opposed to the way they lived theirs. So I've always just kind of noticed that, you know, there's something different about me, and that's a good thing, not a bad thing. I'm just taking this brush from earlier, and I'm just gonna blend out all of the colors to try to make it more and I might add in another like layer of deep purple in the corners, just to try to make it look more fun. But yeah, once I've noticed like things where I'd be like, you know, if that person relaxed just a little bit more, if this person, you know, did that just a little bit more, then it would help them, you know, in their lifestyle. It might help them in their, like, it would be along those type of lines. And I was like, you know, if that's the case, especially knowing that I can help save people in ways that I know holistically, I figured the best thing to do is just go with what God's got you. Go with what God's got for you. That's what I mean. Go with what God's got for you. And if you have no idea what that is, He'll make it plain. He'll make it plain. It might take some time, but He'll make it plain. You just gotta listen. I'm in the season of just listen. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. But yeah, that is most of what I wanted to say. I want to make sure I get everything across, just so that way, you know, if this is a path for you, you get all your answers. So if you have any more questions to what you should do with your life, what you're thinking along those lines, don't hesitate to comment that, and we can get the ball rolling, you know? But I think I'm basically done with this eyeshadow look. It looks like it's crazy, but she's still cute somewhat. I might tweak just a little bit, but I like what's going on so far. Yeah, I like what's going on so far, so I think what I'll do is finish the rest of my face off camera, and then I will be right back. Okay, so I am back with the look. I've done most of the finishing touches, but I do want to just expand on that just a little bit. So I'm gonna go back into my Car Beauty palette, and I'm going to hit my inner eye with the yellow. I don't know if that's gonna come up though. That's the only problem. If I had a lighter skin tone, it probably would have helped. And then, you know, taking some water and using that to make it more concentrated. That'll. Okay, it gives me a little something something. Okay, and then we'll go in with the other side. Whew. Gotta be careful not to put it in my eyelid. It's also a reason why I've been nervous to do eyeshadow. Okay, so the yellow is done. And then we're gonna touch into the purple and kind of like glide it down. Trying to make sure I got my pigment. And then just smoke the purple down there. And then I'm gonna smoke the purple on the other side. And I did an eyeliner, but it's not really showing up anyways, so I guess it just didn't really matter anyways. Here we go. I wanted more of that purple to show. Okay, I just kind of like added it to the lid. There we go. And then I'm just gonna touch it up with just a little bit of the pink, just so I can get it to look just a little bit more fuller. We'll keep it at the middle. you that same kind of like radiant look. Yeah, she looks really good. I'm going to smudge some black eyeliner on the inside of my eye just to get her to pop just a little bit. Oh, nose hap. Real reason why the red nose looks so red. Is it real or is it makeup? Okay, that looks good. All right, and I just got one last thing. So I noticed that the purple wasn't shooting out as much, so I actually dabbled into the dark blue to kind of give it that definition towards the end that I was looking for, that gradient look. Okay, and I'll just buff this side out as well. Okay, she's looking good, I think, so far. Oh, and then of course, you know, gotta do the mascara underneath the lashes, but also underneath. Okay, and just gotta put on some lip gloss, you know, because I'm not actually going anywhere. It's actually lip oil from e.l.f. I don't know what color this is. It's Rose Envy. And then if I was going somewhere, I would actually put on like an actual full lip. I might just line this just a little bit more as well. Okay. And I think this is it. this is my finished look. What do you think? I really tried to get it to the picture. Of course, it's gonna look different because the person in the picture is a lighter skin tone compared to me. So some of the steps that I have taken possibly needed to be rearranged or like, you know, set up a little bit differently in order for it to match my face. But I think it looks still really good. I think if I needed to go somewhere, go out, this would be a good look to wear. A little too much for some places, but she looks pretty good. I'm not sure if I love the lashes for sure. They're actually supposed to be the magnetic lashes, but I was not trying to deal with all that. So I just glued it on. And it is what it is. The only problem is I feel like my swoop over here is not swooping as much as that. But other than that, I think it's pretty good. You let me know how I did because I'm not an expert. If you have any tips, tricks that you have tried to help, especially for someone like me with my skin tone who's trying out so many eyeshadow tutorials or looks, then don't hesitate to put that in the comments so I can see. I love a good redirection, you know what I mean? As long as it's very constructive in a kind-hearted manner, then I'll take it. But let me stop yapping. I am so thankful for you to click on my video and to continue watching me. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Until then, bye.